You're smart, you know that. People have told you your whole life. You see things others miss. You think 3 steps ahead. You understand concepts faster than the people around you. So why are they winning? The coworker who's less qualified just got promoted. The person who started their business 6 months after you is already making money. Your friend who you tutored in college is ahead of you now. You're still getting ready. Here's the uncomfortable truth that nobody's going to tell you. Your intelligence might be the very thing holding you back. And today, I'm going to show you exactly how, and more importantly, what to do about it. Let's start at the beginning. Think back to school. How did you get rewarded? You got praise for having the right answer. Gold stars, good grades, teacher approval. All of it came from being correct. From knowing, so you got really, really good at knowing things. The problem? Real life doesn't give you points for knowing. Real life rewards doing, shipping, acting, failing fast, and adjusting. But here's what your brain learned after 12, 16, sometimes 20 plus years of school. Don't answer until you're sure. Don't move until you understand it fully. Getting it wrong is dangerous. So now when you face a real-world opportunity, one where there's no answer key, no guaranteed outcome, you don't act. You study it more. You think about it more. You wait until you're sure. And guess what? In the real world, sure never comes. The person who launched the mediocre product, they're getting feedback right now. They're improving in real time. While you're still in the planning phase, they're already on version 3. The system that made you smart also made you afraid to be wrong. And that fear, it's costing you everything. Here's a story. See if this sounds familiar. 6 months ago, you had an idea. Good one. You could feel it. So you did what smart people do. You researched it. You watched videos. You read articles. You built a whole model in your head of how it could work, what could go wrong, what the market looked like, what you'd need, and then someone else launched it. A version worse than what you had planned. Less thought out, less polished. And it worked. This is the overthinking trap. And smart people fall into it more than anyone else. Because overthinking feels like work. It feels productive. Your brain is buzzing. You're making connections, spotting risks, building frameworks. But you're not moving. There's actually a name for this in psychology. It's called analysis paralysis. And the smarter you are, the deeper the paralysis can go, because your brain is capable of generating an infinite number of what-ifs. What if it fails? What if the timing is wrong? What if I'm missing something? Average thinkers run out of what-ifs quickly. They move. You could spin them out forever, and your brain will let you. It will dress up the paralysis as due diligence. It will call your inaction strategic. It's not. It's fear. Dressed in a suit, quick question. Be honest. How many courses have you bought that you haven't finished? How many books are sitting half-read on your shelf? How many podcasts have you listened to about doing the thing instead of just doing the thing? Smart people are obsessive learners. That's a superpower. But it has a shadow side. The shadow side is this. Learning feels like progress. When you watch a video about building a business, your brain releases the same kind of satisfaction as if you actually built something. You feel productive. You feel like you're moving forward. But you're not. You're consuming. And consumption is not creation. Understanding something is not the same as doing something. You can understand every principle of fitness and still be out of shape. You can understand every principle of investing and still have no money working for you. You can understand everything about writing and still have a blank page. Knowledge without action is just trivia. The world doesn't pay you for what you know. It pays you for what you produce. Let me introduce you to a phrase that might describe your entire life right now. I'm almost ready. You're not ready, but you're almost ready. Just one more thing, one more piece of information, one more resource, one more month. Smart people are perfectionists by nature, not because they're vain, but because they have exceptionally high standards. They can see the gap between where they are and where they want to be with painful clarity, so they wait until they can close that gap. But here's the thing about that gap. It doesn't close in preparation. It closes in practice. The writer who publishes an imperfect article gets better faster than the writer who's been perfecting their draft for 2 years. The entrepreneur who launches a flawed product learns things in 1 week of real feedback that no amount of planning could have taught them. Done is not the enemy of good. Done is the beginning of good. Almost ready is not a launching pad. It's a waiting room. And some people live their entire lives in that waiting room. Comfortable, safe, and completely quietly stuck. Here's one of the most painful things smart people do that they never talk about. They use their intelligence to talk themselves out of their own dreams. You have a goal, a real one, not just a wish, but something you genuinely want. And your brain, brilliant as it is, starts working the problem. But the market is saturated. But I don't have the right connections. The timing isn't right. But what if I put in all this work and it doesn't pan out? Every single one of those thoughts sounds reasonable, intelligent even, and that's the trap. Average thinkers don't have the mental firepower to generate that many convincing reasons to quit. They just try. But you can rationalize your way out of anything. You can build a case against any dream. Your brain is a lawyer, and if you point it at your own ambition, it will win every time. This is called galaxy brain thinking, where you're so smart, you've reasoned yourself into a corner that looks completely logical but leads nowhere good. The question isn't, is this risky? Everything worth doing is risky. The question is, am I using my intelligence to figure out how to do this, or to justify why I shouldn't? There are two ways to play any game. You can play to win, or you can play not to lose. Smart people almost always play not to lose, because they're brilliant at calculating downside. They can see every way something can go wrong, every risk, every failure mode, every worst-case scenario. And that's useful. It protects you from genuinely stupid decisions. But at some point, you started calling every risk stupid. You started treating any uncertainty as a red flag. You got so good at protecting yourself from loss that you stopped putting yourself in a position to win. The biggest risk in your life right now is probably not the thing you're afraid of trying. The biggest risk is that 5 years from now, you'll still be standing exactly where you are today. Inaction has a cost. It's just a slow, quiet cost that doesn't feel like failure until suddenly it does. Okay, so now you know. Your brain has been working against you. What do you do with that? First, stop waiting to feel ready. Ready is a feeling, not a fact. It doesn't come before you start. It comes from starting. Second, set a deadline for decisions, not just outcomes. Give yourself 48 hours to decide on something, not to do it perfectly, to decide. Movement creates momentum. Stillness creates more stillness. Third, point your intelligence forward, not backward. Instead of using your brain to find reasons why something might fail, use it to solve the problems that come up after you start. Your brain is extraordinary. Use it to navigate, not to stall. And fourth, measure your inputs, not just your outputs. You can't control whether something succeeds. You can control whether you showed up, whether you published, whether you shipped. Start tracking those things, and you'll be amazed how fast the results follow. The smartest people in the world aren't the ones who have it all figured out before they start. They're the ones who started, got smarter from experience, and kept going. Your intelligence was never the problem. It's what you do with it next that matters. Stop preparing to win. Start.